Okay, it's time I get back to the vertical Kenwood P9. When I last did part 2, it was almost all completely functional. Everything played, everything worked. I could play 33 and a third LPs. I could play 45s. And it sounded good. The only issue is the automatic sensing part doesn't work. You should be able to just put in a 33 and it will go, oh, that's a 33 and start playing it. Or put in a 45 and it'll say, oh, that's a 45. We should start playing it. It's not doing that. So I got to figure out what's going on there. I've ordered some parts and they finally arrived after a while. I think it'll fix it, but I'm going to take you through my thought process first before I attempt the fix. I hope. It involves integrated circuits and chasing those kind of things down. So first, let's figure this out. At least I can confirm there are some lights there to replace and fix, because they are not functioning. I'm starting with the lights because the lights are what work with the phototransistors to do the automatic record sensing. It appears there's some screws on the underside too. Awesome! Gotta go find those. Okay, let's see if I can't get those out of there in some sort of fashion. Seems like all I do in my videos right now is replace burned out lights and vintage gear and mess around with belts. Belts everywhere. Again, there's lights here. Got to figure out what's going on with them. See if I can't see what's going on with the light. I can't see if there's a filament or anything yet, but I'm going to give it a shot. So again, these are supposed to come on with the power on. I got to get them out first. Power is on. Certainly don't see them working. Okay, I can hear it playing, but it's definitely no light. So let me see if I don't have a light to at least do some testing with. Go white. And yep, those are supposed to be on. And they're not. Let me see if it's this one. Same thing. See if it's this one. Same thing. So none of the lights work. You're supposed to be on too. All three of these lights are supposed to be on. And none of them are. So we just got to figure out what's supposed to be happening here. Yep, that would appear to be blown out. Let's check this one. Yep, same deal. No filament. Yeah, that definitely looks blown out. The filament is not intact. Same deal with this one. Whoop! Suddenly this one comes to life. What the heck? Whoop! Wait, what? Oh, interesting. That one just looks like it's got a bad connection somewhere. That's weird. Okay, I touched this one and it came to life. I don't understand that. Oh, it just went out. Oh, it just went on. That one's got a problem, but it works. Okay, there is a little tab that I can bend up right here that holds all of the lights in place. You don't want to bend these too many times. They don't like to be bent. But that way I can at least figure out. Of course, you're across that one, which is a different assembly. Awesome. That is this one. This one at least is unencumbered. Oh, there's another bendy thing hiding behind here. Right there. So let me bend you. There's one. There's two. But of course you're wrapped around something else. Those two wires go somewhere else for some other reason, so I am just going to put those back and bend you down. So here are the lights to suss out, and why this one is kind of changing up on me. Why it goes on and off for unknown reasons. Yeah, you're supposed to go in there and light that up. I have a feeling that's for sensing of some sort. I wonder if I can get away with repurposing these, the ones that I pulled out of Pioneer thing I was working on. I have to take some voltage readings. Okay. 9 volts. Almost 10. Interesting. That's the one that's on. Let's try the other ones. So, other ones, which are supposed to be on, but aren't. 9.72 volts. I don't have anything like that. Okay, let's try again. Am I going to be playing with LED lights again? 9.2 volts. I think these are 6 volts. Well, you're working again now. I don't know. Tempted to put you back in now. Let's just put you back in and see what happens. Well, that's just weird. There's definitely a bad connection somewhere there, and right now it's working, so. And that one's the easiest one to fix, so if it does go out again, but the filaments on these are definitely toasted. Got some neat optics going on in my lamp. Hi. You can see behind the camera on the lamp. That be about 62 milliamps is running through this light bulb. Got to figure out what the other one would be. Okay, here is the world's craziest kludge. I didn't have the right incandescent light bulbs, but after measuring the current and the voltage and doing a little calculation on my calculator, turns out if I put about 100 ohm resistor, give or take, with a white LED that has about the same size as the light bulb, I get it to work. So I now have a plan. I'm going to fashion together a fix. I think that'll do. And there it is. It's got about the right current and it seems to be holding pretty steady and not getting too hot. So I think we're good. When I turn off the power, that goes out too. Okay, I did some recalculations because I kind of forgot the maximum value that is really good for an LED. So readjusted my resistor value to be 330. Thankfully I have a couple of those. So I get not too many milliamps and I still get the right voltage to light it up. So I got about 6.5 volts here and about 3 volts there. So newer plan than my original plan to create a light for replacement. And it does work. It does work. And see if I can wire it all up. Okay, I got the other one made. So now, just need to install it. Oh, I guess I should get it through the right place first. See if I can't get this situated again in such a way that everybody's happy. Do I have enough give? I think I do. Maybe I don't with that. I think I might need to do those differently. Yep, that was it. Here we go. And now if I turn it on, hopefully I get some lights down there. And I do. So I just need to put the diffuser back on. We'll be good to go. Okay, now that the lights are in, they're on, and you can actually see what's going on in there. And I hit play, it works. And the display up here is even correct. Figured out the size of the record. Cool. Queuing button works. Let's move it forward. Forward works. Reverse works. Everything's so good so far. Speed. Let's change the speed, see what happens. It gets faster. Unfortunately, the weight of the door keeps it from closing on its own. So, definitely gonna need a new belt. Except it should, from this lamp, be able to sense something. Let's do some testing here. Okay, it closes. It says it's on there. So let's turn everything on. Definitely works. I think this is the record sensor from this light in there. So there's supposed to be some sort of sensor in there detecting record size. And right now, I just don't think it is. Because it definitely does not know what it's looking at. So let me self-cue it. And I need to clean that record. Okay, it definitely works. More to do. Still might have to change this light. It could be just it's too dim now. Doesn't look dim though. Certainly looks bright enough. Nope, still nothing. Got to figure out why the sensor isn't sensing. Guessing it has something to do with the lights here, because this is just for making it pretty. I have a record size sensing issue. Plays great, lights are all on. It'll play 45s, it'll play 33s, I can do everything manually. But according to the schematic of this, I need to check photo sensors on the platter mechanism. Because when I hit close, the light does turn on, and then there's those two little holes there. They're supposed to sense what's going on. But apparently, the photo detectors are behind these two little holes, which means I have to get in here where those purple wires connect to test the photo sensors and see if they're actually getting anything. If they are, maybe I just need to up the brightness of this and see what I can do. And here that little teeny circuit board is. Thankfully, removing the front loading tray here is just remove 4 screws from a hinge like this on both sides. So I didn't have to go digging too much into the internals of this thing, which is good. Okay, so here is what the pins do on the integrated circuit. Thank you, Hi-Fi Engine, for having this service manual. If you look carefully here, it says pins 7 and 8. The reset signal is initialized. Microprocessor is input. High is input when the power is switched on. Okay, so I can test 8 or, let's see, pin, okay, let's start over. So pin 4 says input from door open switch. So if I hit open, it'll say high. So I'll have to figure out what high voltage means. And pin 5 says door close switch. So it'll say high when the door starts closing. So I can look at pin 4 and 5 and see what kind of input signal I should get for these things later that say high and low, I hope. Hopefully they're roughly the same voltages. And the pins I am after are 8 and 9. Input from phototransistor for record size direction. L when record is present and high when it is not. Pin 9. Input from a phototransistor for record size detection. Low when a 30 centimeter LP is present, and H when it is not. The detection of 25 centimeter record is impossible. Well, that's fine. Okay, so I've got some pins here to investigate when this is powered up with my multimeter. I also have rearranged the photo detector circuit board, which is these two little photo transistors, and just kind of fished it through and plugged it into the circuit board where it needs to be. It actually, and I'll show it when I put this back together, the wiring fishes through here and goes to the front of the record so a little light can trigger it. The light works, but either these aren't working, or worst scenario is something in the chip isn't working. And I've kind of marked some important pins there with a little bit of pencil so I can always hit the right ones. But first, let's just see what might be going on here and take some measurements of things, I think. So again, here's kind of a diagram of the integrated chip with its pinouts and what does what. And again, I am after 8 and 9 and using 4 and 5 to kind of decide on what kind of things are going on with the measurements. Not to mention, this has a great little troubleshooting guide that I can follow around the logic with. And you will notice here on this wonderful page, it says, part C here, record size not detected. And it says check with no record. And the first thing it says is, has the record size detecting lamp turn on? And well, the answer is yeah, make sure that works. And then if you follow the little flow chart here, it says, well, I don't have to go there. Yes, the lights turn on. So it says our pins 8 and 9 on IC1. Again, that's over here, so I'll be measuring that. Our pins 8 and 9 of IC1 high. So if it says no, so I'll measure that, and it says no, then it says check and replace the phototransistors, which is these. If it is high, it says, is IC pin 11 high? I think that says 11. It might say 13. Hopefully that's not going to be the case, because it says check and replace the integrated circuit. So if I have to replace the big old integrated circuit here, that's bad. I'll just have to live with it being manual only. And then if it says yes, check D1 polarity and jumper wire connection. So I'll have to figure out what that is when I get there. So first I have to get through this little logic tree, and I already know the detecting lamp does turn on. Of course, is it bright enough? That's another issue. But I got other light sources I can shine on the photo. Okay, my first thought on this was, well, do these phototransistors actually detect anything? And they're supposed to, trigger when you shine a light on them. They're essentially just reverse LEDs. So I figured, well, their resistance should change with light on them and off. Their voltage should change. So let's see what kind of voltage I get across them. Or let's start with resistance. See what kind of resistance I get when there's a light shining on it and when there's not. So put some light on it. It's got a resistance, a lot, when the light is on it. Let's cover it up. See if it changed. Where are you? There you are. Didn't change all that much, but it is changing. So when there's light on it versus when there's not, oops, it definitely responds. That seems like an awfully large resistance. Okay, it's measuring roughly the same. Let's put it really close to the light, see what happens. So yeah, it's definitely doing something. Hello? Oh, that one doesn't do as much. Oh, no, there it goes. That one's all over the place. Let's connect it differently. Huh. I wonder if this one's just got a bad solder joint. Or a bad connection of some sort. Again, it responds to light and no light. This one changes a lot more differently. This one goes way down comparatively to the other one. So let's see what happens with voltage. Yeah, the voltage should change too, I would think. So let's start with this one again. Okay, let's see what kind of voltage we get with light. So about 0.7 volts. And then it goes up to about 3.5. See, this makes me think it's working. Let's get it really close. Yeah. It's changing a couple volts. That makes me worry. So yeah, 3 volts. Oop, nothing there. See, that was not doing anything. It's the same one that was wonky before. Let's try it the other way. So 1 volt. So they're definitely different, but it is responding. So again, maybe When the door is closed but there's no record, both of these should get the light on them. This is an incandescent light bulb, so it's the right kind of light bulb. LEDs sometimes do a little bit different things. And I've got an incandescent light bulb in the machine for this that's working. So again, when this is all brightly lit up, both pin 8 and 9 should read a high voltage. But right now, it should read pretty much nothing because nothing's on. So 7, 8, 9. So, yep, nothing. This should read nothing. And it doesn't. This should read nothing. And it doesn't. And this should read nothing. And it doesn't. When I turn this on, it's pin 4 and 5. Okay, are we actually on? We are. We have power. And all the lights are illuminated. So pin 4 says input door is closed, switch is closed. Okay, so 5 should read a high voltage. So 9 volts looks like high. And pin 4 should read low. And it does. 5 should be high. And it should drop to nothing as soon as I start opening, and it does. And when the door is all the way open, this pin should jump too high, and it does. So the chip is working. I know what high now means. Now this should drop down when I start closing the door. And that does. And 5 should read nothing until the door is all the way closed. Which is going to take a minute because I'm at a weird angle here. And it did. Okay, so now I know what high voltage means. Now, according to this and the flow chart, I take my little probe here and hit 8 or 9 with no record in there, which means both lights, both phototransistors are being illuminated. I'm supposed to read high on both of those pins. So yeah, input from probe when record size L when record is present. Okay, so L when record is present. So if there is no record and both of those are illuminated, it should read 9 volts. Does it? Let's find out. Moment of truth. Kind of hoping you don't read right. Okay, so 7, 8. 8 is there. That is definitely not reading 5 volt or 9 volts. Nor is that. Well, according to the flow chart, it should be bad phototransistors. The logic says these. Why would both of them go bad at the same time? These typically don't go bad. Is that cracked? Oh damn, the circuit board looks cracked right there. I just discovered the circuit board looks cracked right here. And that's exactly where the photodetectors plug in. Interesting. I need to look at the traces on the other side of this and see if there's an issue here. But that is cracked. So more disassembly required. See if I can't pull you down like so. Oh yeah, looky there. That is definitely maybe an issue. There is a big crack from here through this trace, through that trace, through that corner. That shouldn't do anything. Through this. And that is literally where photodetectors plug in. So I think I found the issue. The circuit board is cracked. It's cracked really badly right in through here. There's a crack through this, so that's disconnected, which I think is just the ground plane. So I gotta make a connection here. I think same thing here. This is cracked through right there. The crack comes over to this side, and I don't think that should do anything on this pad because that's all connected fine. But this crack is across where the photodetectors plug in. And it goes, let's see, that crack goes this way to whatever that component is. And this goes to whatever this component is. So this has been possibly isolated. I have some repair work to do. Here's the crack from here all the way to the connections where the photodetectors plug in. And there's a definite break here, here, through that, and this. So I think after inspecting the board, that was my issue the whole time. So here's my plan. I'm going to do some scuffing and trace repair. Thinking about scuffing on either side and just run a lead across and solder on both sides. I don't think I need to repair this part right here, but I probably will anyway. Don't think that needs repair. This probably does. Here again. So I might have to run a wire from here all the way along this trace, along here to here. So I'm tempted to just run a wire from here to there because I got solder mask along this. And then here I need connection from this side to this side. And then I think I should be good. Probably need to do some fixing of this crack, but there's still a continuous connection from here to there. So first let's start easy. Let's see, from well, here to here. You hear a beep? Okay, so if there's continuity from here to here, there should be a beep, and there isn't. How about from here to here? And there is. Haha, so that's definitely broken. Okay, continuity from here. No, that shouldn't be anything. This one to here, and there's not. So that's definitely broken there. Okay, so from here to there, there should be, and there is. From here to there, and there isn't. So that should definitely be connected to there, and it's not. So you should be connected to, oh good lord, somewhere. Where the heck? Here, which one are you? Claire, it's a thing. It's this one. That's going up to the pin. That's going up there. It's too far to go. You and you. So you're probably pin 8 or 9. So let's see. There's definitely an issue because that's not connected and that is, and those are supposed to be. And you and you. Nope. So yeah, I got issues all over. Cracked circuit board. Dang it. Wish I'd seen that first. So I have some bare copper wire. Just bare copper wire. And I'm gonna run it through these and then paint it with solder mask. See if I can't make some bridges here and see if that doesn't fix things. Again, it's definitely a problem up here that this is all broken. So I'm finding it very suspicious that I was getting the photo detectors kind of read stuff correctly, at least on its little board, but getting nothing from it. And then notice the crack down here where the plug plugs in right here, and across there is a bunch of cracked stuff. So we're going to see if that doesn't fix it. If this fix doesn't work and the photo detectors don't work, then I'm at a loss. But we're going to give it a shot. Do I have continuity here now? From here to there. I do. Okay, so that's repaired. And then I need to go from here to there. From here to there. I do. So now I got continuity there where I didn't have before. Continuity there where I didn't have before. Continuity here where I had it before. Do I have any connection here? No. Do I have any connection there? Good. How about here and here? Nope. Here and here? Nope. Here and here? Yeah. Here and there? Nope. That should fix everything. Do I have it from here to there? To here to there? No. Okay. Traces fixed. Okay. Put a little solder mask on it. And now to let it dry. I got a light here on my photo transistors. I got the power on. If I have fixed the circuit board where it was cracked correctly, then when I put this in the light and read across two different pins here, I should get 9 volts DC on here, whereas before I was getting nothing. So it couldn't see what type of record it was or what speed it was or do any of the auto functions. So if I've got this fixed with the photo transistors and one of them was bad and I had to source a new one, I tried some other ones and I would have had to really modify the circuits, a couple resistors here to get the voltage right, and I just didn't want to mess with it that much. So I just found a new old stock NEC PH101, and I may have cornered the entire North American market for them for really cheap, by the way. Apparently you can still find these out there in the wild. So if I've done this right in the light here, I should get a reading of 9 volts. That's pretty close. And then the other one, that's, yay! I have finally fixed the issue. So, to summarize here, it wasn't the photo transistors, which I went down the first rabbit hole of. It wasn't these guys. They were working. Again, I thought they may have been, but I had to go down that route anyway to come up here. So I tried replacing them and realized I would have to change some resistor values into those pins to get the right voltage, maybe a few other things. Then as I was looking at the connection down here, where this board plugs in, and slowly tracing voltages and readings and everything, this little plug right here, I noticed a crack in the circuit board right here. And when I did the other side, took off this circuit board, it went across and radiated across some of the circuit board traces, and I repaired them. Hopefully I recorded that earlier. It's been a while. And now that I've done that, now it seems everything should be working. I'm gonna have to turn it around and make sure the LEDs and everything on the front side actually do what they're supposed to, and I need to get this board in the right place. Let me do that. But it worked. It says it's a 45. Woo! Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Let's see if my idea about a platter fix works. I think the deal is when I'm putting in a 45, there's these little grooves. I think if I put a little bit of something in there, I think there used to be some like rubber grommets in there to help it line up with the center area. So I'm going to see what I can come up with here and see if it works. Okay, a little grommets, a little buffers are installed so it lines up hopefully correctly, kind of like you see on the bottom for the 33 3 1/3, the big records. So now, if I close it, it should line up and work. We're about to find out. Hopefully it does. And now I hit play. It says speed 45, 17-inch record. So a single, 45. Play. Should automatically go all the way over. And start playing. If you're wondering about the wobble, that's just the label on this record. Bada bing. If I put you in, yeah, no, this is my beater record, so don't freak out. These LEDs should change. This 45 should flip to 33, and it should say bigger record. It should switch to these green LEDs, because it won't see the phototransistors. Let's see what happens. Please switch over. Switch. Switch. Bada bing. That's my happy face. I've been working on this a long while. Yay. Okay, let me finish putting it together. Success. All the LED works. All of the wonderful LEDs, all of the auto sensing, and it's playing. So last check here. They should go red once this closes. Switch from green to red. And play. Light comes on. If I hit reverse, it reverses. If I hit forward, it forwards. So everything seems to be working. I declare it done. Now a long video to edit. So I found the Kenwood at home in my office. It's a good space saver. So let's put it through its final tests. See how it does. I guess we should start with the simple thing of turning it on. Try some strawberry alarm clock. Incense and peppermint. You won't be able to hear it, but I'll at least show that it works. And they do. So now, let's play it. Enough of that. Can't do any copyright stuff. So let's press on and see if the other part works. Okay, same deal as before. Here we go. Now it thinks the last record in there was a 45. Let's see if it switched back to 33. And it does. All I have to do is hit play. And that'll tell me if it's working. Yay! It's working. So I've got my productivity set up. I'm done!